Ndoitenyi na Jesu ari mberi kwangu, ane minzwa pamusoro, ane nguo tsvuku. Zvino uyo mubvunzo chinyi mupinduro, ndomurovera Jesu ndirege Baraba, ndoregera hororo munhu anozvida, kana kuti Jesu uyo acharangwa. Zvino uyo mubvunzo chinyi mupinduro, ndomurovera Jesu ndirege Baraba. Mubvunzo mukuru ndopindura sei? Mutsa unorindira uchiri kubvunda. Zvino uyo mubvunzo chinyi mupinduro, ndomurovera Jesu ndirege Baraba, ndozomira seiko kana ndide pasi, kana nemi maKristu muri muzviedzo. Zvino uyo mubvunzo chinyi mupinduro, ndomurovera Jesu ndirege Baraba. Zvino uyo mubvunzo chinyi mupinduro, ndorovera Baraba ndirege Jesu, ndorovera Baraba ndichirega 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 Jesu.
Welcome to this week's edition of Woman to Woman. I'm your host, Maureen Ngwenya, mai vevasikana vamasizi vamakadikwa hama dzangu. Ndinoda kutenda Mwari nemukana watapuwazve kuona zuva ranhasi richibuda nekungova participants vakatarisa vari kuita basa behind the scenes, vese vanonamatira, vanoresponda, vanotiencourage, mese munotikoshera. Toda kungotenda Mwari kuti mazuva achipindana ndofunga tiri kungoona mastori mamwe anobata moyo, mamwe anoshungurudza, mamwe anodenha munhu wemukati kuti aite zvinodarika zvaangagone kuita ordinarily. Ndashamiswa zvakanyanya kuti even kutenda kwangu nekuda kwemaprograms nenyaya dzandosangana nadzo pano hakuna kumbofanana. I'm not the same woman akatanga kufamba pachirongwa chino ichi, because maonero angu eupenyu haachisiri the same. And I believe there's someone who watches religiously these programs anotovewo nepaaiswa naMwari, nokuti dzimwe nyaya dzatinoona ndo bhaibheri redu, ndo machapter ariko mazuva ano, kuti kana ini ndichifunga ndine matambudziko but izvi ndiri nani, zvino zvotipa manje kutanga kutenda nekuona kuti tiri nani, kuna matira umwe munhu ari musituation iri wese. Saka ndiri kuda kungoti kune vari kutanga kutiona nhasi, I know there's always someone who's watching this is their first program. I want you to know that we've been doing these programs for the past 3 years. Just go back and visit as many stories dzakawanda hatigoni kudzipedza. Saka chatinenge tichingokumbira ndechoti imimi kana maona motipa feedback, moisa reminder, moenda pamasocial media handles edu, paFacebook, paYouTube, monoisa like, moisa reminder so that you don't miss mastories anotevera nekuwanda kwawo. Ndoda kukuvimbisai kuti kana mukaunza story zvechokwadi tinoda kukuudzai kuti munenge matiitira chinhu chakanaka, ndokuti chirongwa icho chino chigare chiripo. Macomments amunotipa, unfortunately kuna vamwe vanhu vasingazive kuti zvakatikoshera kuti mutiratidze kuti muri kuona. Mukangoisa like yenyu totoziva kuti tine vanhu vakawanda vari kuona, zvinongotipawo encouragement, because pane imwe nguva yakatombosvika takafunga kuti ndiani who is benefiting from these programs. Tato pedyo kuti titi kokusiyana nazvo ndofunga taita zvakakwana. Ndopatakasangana nerimwe boka rarakakura zvokuti Mwari vakatongozvitira kuti dei taziva kuti basa iri hatigoni kurimira because pane kuparidza kwariri kuita muupenyu hwevanhu vakasiyana. Ndisingapedzi nguva mukati mezuva ranhasi, ndisati ndatanga kupinda munyaya yedu, I wanted to give a shout out kuna Mai Chimwedzi, Winnie Chimwedzi, muningina wangu. I promised her, because as I was coming to the studio this morning, she called and gave me a lengthy suggestion. She took her time. I think we spoke for about 15 minutes achitaura zvaari kufungawo, zvamaonero ake, and I appreciated that so much, and I still do appreciate people who watch and feedback. Vamwe vari kungowacha vobva vangoti kana wopedzai story wonai mupedze story. Saka toda kutendai sekukuvimbisai kwandogara ndichiita. Zvimwe zvinhu zvedu zvinotitore nguva, uye zviti zvakare tiri kuda kuita rebrand program yedu to everyone has a story. Saka whether you are watching it under woman to woman or everyone has a story, is still the same program. Why we are rebranding it is because we want it to be all inclusive by nature yezita, because there are some people who think it's a female based program. Ndeye madzimai chete, tiri kuti ndeye munhu wese. Ndosaka chiti everyone has a story, and your story is not my story. Vane mastori ndibatei, musarege kutombondibata. Nzvimbo yenyu iripo, hakuna story diki, hakuna story hombe. Nekunaka kwadzo nekusuyisa kwadzo dzese dzine nzvimbo yadzo pano. Ini ndiro kana taura kuti zvakafanana nokunyora bhuku rako nemuromo wako. So every story is a best seller, and please grab the opportunity tisati tawandirwa. Totofunga kuti mawandiro adziri kuita tapedzera takutodziita 2 days per week. Ipromise yandisingagoni kukipa inini, but kana varedzi vechirongwa vakatibvumirai mukana tetakudziita kakawanda, because dzawanda, because we pre-record dzimwe munenge makatodzi pamuri kuona iyo kune bank rakawanda remastories atakatorekodha muchaona. Samwari ngakuitire zvakanaka. Regai ndikuradze muenzi watiinaye mustudio nhasi ndine muenzi wamusingagoni kuona chiso chake, watisiri kubvumira kutaura zita rake, watisiri kugona kukupai kana nhamba dzake. Chaachangoita chamuchanzwa istori nezwi rake. Iye tichamukavha kuitira kumuprotecta, but she brought her story as means of therapy and also helping someone out there anogona kudero ari kuendana through or akaenda through or who is dealing with something similar to that. Saka, allow me to introduce you to my guest, Mukuno Woman to welcome to Woman, my dear.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm happy that you finally came.
Yes.
You made it. Mwari vaita hakuti uite zvivindi zvokuya. This story has been long coming and takangoiti kana wave ready. Saka tikuona nhasi uri pano paWoman to Woman.
Sure.
Please tell the viewers who you are, greet them, say anything you want and tell them, give us your name.
Okay.
Ratichashandisa pano.
Okay, I prefer to be Mampo.
Yes, Mampo. Yes, Mampo.
We are
Kuluma.
Just a bit.
Just a bit.
Just a bit, yes. I'm glad to be here finally. It's been long, but I hope the story is going to benefit someone.
Thank you very much. You've seen other stories on Woman to Woman?
Yes, I think 3/4.
3/4?
Yes,
wow.
And I liked the one here, this lady from Botswana. I followed all the 3 parts. That was my best.
That was your best.
That was
and
my best.
You know, everyone ane best yake. And dzimwe dzacho ndosingatofunga kuti dzine maviews otongodzwa kuna ichi ndo yakandiitira. Saka your best is kungoti hatiitisi mavhotsi man. But you know, every story here is very special for me. I think every guest who comes anotonge sacrifice a time. I say, Saka, we thank you for watching. Now you are the story today. What is your story?
Okay, thank you so much. My story goes like this. Almost 10 years ago, I came to Harare and I started working. And then as I was working, ndakatsvaga pekugara and I rented out a place in a cottage kakanaka. It was a good neighborhood. Ndobva ndatanga kugara ipapo. Saka ndichigara ipapo, I had my routine yekuendawo kubasa, ndichinoshanda, ndichidzoka kumba manheru, like that. Then weekends, Saturday I go to church and Sunday I was at work again. So ndichidaro, it so happened that this other time, it was towards month end.
Were you married then?
No, I wasn't married. It was towards month end. And I was preparing for Sabbath. It was on a Friday. I prepared for Sabbath and I prepared everything. Then I went to sleep. The next thing I hear is Muka, imwe mari iri pai. And I was shocked. And face yangu yanga yakatochwa nelight. So I couldn't see the person who was talking to me. Ndikati, kundiani? Friends, auzivi mbava. Ndikati, mbava. Anyway, mari iri mubhegi. Then I tried to scream. Ndobva ati, kurumidza nyarara. Ndinosiya ndakuuraya. Ndiri kuda mari. Kati, torai mari imwe mubhegi. Iri mubhegi ndatopedza nayo. Ko imwe iri pai. Ndikati, handisina mari. That is all the money I have. Zvikanzi aiwa, mune mari muno. Ndiri kutozviziva kuti mune mari. I tried screaming. Ndobva atora masimbi anga ainawo.
Anga ari munhu wani?
Anga ari wandi wandakaona. Vakanda masimbi aya pamubhedha kuti next time I scream he's just trying to hit me. So ndobva ndanguti iri mubhegi yamatoona ndiyo ise, tora yenyu. He was like, mune mari muno, and then I was confused. Like, that is all the money I have. So he started going around, achizunza mpamyamya, achitsvagawo, achiwana some things, my laptops, achikanda pambeda, everything. Then as he went to this other corner, yandanga ndakarongedza my books. That's when he came there. Ndobva abvisa mabhuku, achiflipper through, achisa paside, achiflipper through, achisa paside. He got to my Bible. Then I remembered, no, in my Bible there is money. I had put my tithes in there in my offerings. He didn't flip through that Bible. He placed it on the side. without flipping it through. Then he went to the next book. Then he started flipping it through. And he placed it on top of that Bible. And he went on until that whole pile was done. And I was like, Lord, you are here. You watched over that money. So which means... Exactly. Which means if you're watching over that money, you can watch over me. So I was like, amuna imwe. Tora yese irimpesi muite sei muende. I tried screaming again. This time akabva anotsika pambedha. Akati ndinokuuraya. Ndikati ndatokupai mari yese kana matora irimpesi. That is all. It's okay. Zvemari zvapera. Chibvisa hembe. Ndikati kubvisa hembe. I can't do that. Zvanzi ayo autondiudzi zvokuita. So akabva atora simbi iyai nebanga. Ndobva angonozvisimudza so ndakangoona kuti zvinhu izvezvi zvakuuya kuzonditema, because that time when paakanomira pambedha, I was kneeling on the bed that time. Saka ndakangokasika kungodai kuti ndichitotanga kunamata. And I started praying, because in my heart I told myself, you are going to kill me. Actually, I said it to him, that you are going to kill me before you rape me. So I started praying that time. And I prayed my heart out. Yes, I prayed my heart out that time. And when I prayed, I don't know what happened. I ended up my prayer and I was like, amen. And then when I finished, I opened my eyes and he is there. He is kneeling, but I can't see masimbi aya nemapanga amaisa beside. Because I really took all my energies to that prayer. So, ndaita saizvozvo, ndobva aburuka pambedha bye. Ndobva ati,
he was kneeling when you were praying?
He ended up kneeling after I started praying. Because when I started, his knife was somewhere here. I could see it. So I quickly shut my eyes to pray. So akangoji is up aside and he knelt as well. And then after that, akangoti, murikupisa muno. I didn't know what to say. Then what? Okay. Ndovati ndikupenga iri nini? But I'm not sure. Ndofunga amusikupenga. Zvanzi muno. Musquid angakuita kunge munhu ani confusion kunge haana kukwana, but I couldn't tell him that. So I just remained in my position because there was nothing else I could do. So ndobvati ndavenga mari muno, and neinewe ndokubva akanda pasi masimbi mamwe anga akabata maoko aya. Ndobva aningirikini ati my laptop akwaya andina basa nawo, I can be tracked on these laptops. Ndobva akanda mbva atora phone akati phone
aitoratidza kuti munhu anotogona chirungu zvokudaro zvokutoti I can be tracked, anotoziva.
Aitozviziva.
Anga ari munhu mukuru kana kuti munhu wechidiki?
I think kuma-30s. Yeah. Saka each time painditaudza aisaka touch so that in my eyes I don't see the face, but I could just see the clothes that he was wearing and the shoe. There's a time I tried screaming on the bed, so I could see the shoe pakatsika. I could tell the shoe and the clothes. So angoti handisikupenga nini. Ndobva atora Maria. In my handbag there was $60. So he took 50. Ndobva isa pocket make. Then he took $10. Anga atomboisa pocket before. Saka akangoibudisa. Ndobva atora 50. Ndobva adzosera. Ndobva atora $10. Ndobva anditi uchaita sei? Ndikati nei. Zvikanzi nemari uchaita sei? Ndikati andina. Ndo yose ndobva andikandira 10. Ndobva ati wozotangira ipapo. Ndobva atobuda. Ndobva aenda. Ndakangosara ndakadaro, and I could check the time. It was around 1:30. I didn't have airtime in my phone. that much. I remember I tried calling my dad, but I didn't get the response I needed. So I just remained like that. But I prayed. I didn't know what else to do. I prayed and I remained like that,
But
with the windows open.
The community was it was not community nevamwe vanhu padhuze.
There were people. Iye akatotaura, like I missed that part. Akatotaura kuti you keep screaming and apana ari kuuya. Don't you think they don't know what they are doing? Saka zvakatondivhundutsawo nini. But I didn't know what to do. Saka ndopangaziva kuti ukascreama iko zvine izvi ndakukuuraya. Yeah, that's the part that I had missed. So ndobva angobuda. I didn't even go there to close the door.
Close the door.
No, I didn't. Until morning.
Oh.
Then my landlord came, makuseni. Ndabva ndavaona kudhoo kuya kuya ndakangonzwa kuti dhoo ravo rakavhurika, someone is going out. I think that's when I came to my senses kuti no, I should actually go to the door. Ndobva ndaenda kudhoo kuya kuya ndikati mama, nezuro ndakaita sei? Ndakapindirwa, pindai muone zvakaita mumba mangu. Akati sorry. Manje uchaita sei? Ndikati handizivi. I was in a state of confusion myself. Zvanzi but usashedze mapurisa. Hatidi zvemapurisa panapa. Mandangoti okay. So I just left her. Ndobva ndangogeza. I took my Bible. I took my $10. Ndobva ndabuda. Ndakutongoenda kuchurch because that was the only thing I could do. Chandaingofunga because ndaingofunga kuti ndikufanira kuenda kuchurch. So I left. On my way, ndakakwira kombi. I remember I didn't pay. I remained with that $10 near my tithe in my envelope. Then my dad called back in response to that call that I tried to make. Uri right, ndikati ndakapindirwa nembavha nezuro. Ndobva vandibvunza kuti were you not raped? Ndikati no. Zvikanzi pamwe uri kutya kutaura. Mama wako wakutouya. Kongo ndikanditovaudza. So she came. They were not staying in Harare, out of Harare. So she came. Vakangoti uri kuenda kupi? Ndikati ndiri kuenda kuchechi. Vakati kumapurisa. Ndikati ndiri kutotya. Landlord vangu vati usaire sei? Usaenda. Vakati riga mama vauye ikoko. So I went to church. It only occurred to me ndatosvika pachechi ndichibvunzwa namama kuti why are you wearing a jean skirt today? Like okay. Sure, I had prepared my clothes, but this zvandazopfeka izvi, this was not meant for church. But anyway, I'm here. So yeah, I tried telling the other elder that was there, because we were in the same office, my duties at church. But you see, today I'm not myself. Ndakaita an encounter nezuro. But okay, so what are you doing about it? Ndikati nothing, my mom is coming. And okay, but at least try to go kumapurisa. Kata all right, it's okay. Then ndaswera hangu kuchechi. Yeah, ndobva ndanyatsoisa tithe yangu mundiro ndichisara $10 for the rest of the month. And I don't know how it happened, but yeah, that's what I did. Because I had this mindset, why don't you just take that money? God will understand. He knows. So take that money. But in my heart, I was telling myself, no, I can't use this money. So I just put it in that offertory plate and I let it go. Then my mom came, I think it was around afternoon towards the end of the day. It's a bit far from Harare. Pavakasvika vakati no, tiri kutoenda kumapurisa izvozvi. Chigara wandiudza wakaripwa here? Ndikati mama, ndikataura kuti ndakaripwa, I would be lying. The truth is ndakabirwa. and yandakabirwa i50 because 10 akandidzosa vakati what tikati akandidzosa anga akuita kunga akupenga ndobva andidzosa vakati okay handei kumapurisa unovaudza ndobva ndaenda kumapurisawo ndobva ndatsanangura mapurisa ayaya they failed to believe me but vakatora statement rangu vakati it's fine handei kumba kwacho toda kunoona did you change anything
warongedza anything
no I was not in a position to pick anything. I just bathed and went to church because that's all I could think of. So ndobva taenda nemapurisa ayaya ndobva wasvikawo ndobva vaita zvavakaita but my landlord was not happy at all. Anyway, ndobva vaita zvavakaita vakati your story it's similar to others that we've heard but pane pamwe pasiri kudini kumecha. Are you sure you're not raped? Ndikati I'm very sure. We can go to the doctor. Ndikati it's fine if you want us to go to the doctor, but I'm telling you this is what happened. So
he threatened but did not.
How did you pray? Waiita matongues here? Ndikati handumbo magoni. I just prayed the way I normally pray. Zvandatojaira ndo zvandakangoita. Unoenda kuchechi kupi? Ndobva ndavaudza. Then my mom came, vatamboti gari some days. Then a sister of mine came to stay with me because I was just scared. Like what would happen was in my routine now, I'll wake up and then I'll go to work and then you are crossing town urikuenda kubasa. But pandiri kucrossa town nekunosvika ndapinda mugedhi I could sense that someone was watching me. So ndaigara ndichizvitaura kuti guys I feel like someone is watching me. Vakati uchiri kungozvinzwa here kana zviri kumusoro mako? Ndikati no, this is how I feel. Each time I'm walking I feel someone is watching me. Zano zvakatopera unongotyawo chichi like ndozvandonzwa. Anyway, it's fine. But I want to thank God because ndichidaro $10 iyaya ndakaichengeta kusvika my next pay date. My workmates vaindibhadharira lunch, vaindibhadharira chikafu, vaindipa mari.
Wakatozopuwa darika yawabiro.
Exactly. Vaindipa mari, vaindipa zvese zvandaida. And my other friends not from work vaingondipa, even some of my relatives vakanzwa story yangu through my dad who chose to believe me. Vaingotiwo vakasangana nini, saka uri kuita sei manje, une mari here? Ndongoti ndine $10 because normally ndaingozosara ndakabata $10 and pamwe wabhadharirwa lunch and everything and then wosara wakabata 10 and ndaisambokumbira ndaibhadharirwa zvese, my lunch, everything was paid for. Ndichingoenda kusvika my next pay date, I didn't use that $10.
Wow.
It was in my wallet. So tasvika next pay date, bye. Yet, all right, here's what we do. I do the routine. Ndripamba paya. I'm with my sister now. Ndavisa my rental zangu, my bills, everything ndavisa. Then ndatora tithe yangu. Routine ndaisawo mubhaibheri ndanamatawo ndairongedza painogara ndikati mangwana makuseni I pick my Bible and we go. So it so happened that time towards evening ndichisvika kumba, my sister is like no, something came up kukwekwe, I have to travel tonight. Uri kuenda nani? Ndiri kuenda nemamwe macousins edu avaienda naye. Saka uchatodini, uchatosara. Hey, you should have told me. You know I can't spend the night here ndega. Unongotya? Ndikati no, you should have told me. Ndaitsvaga kumwe kunorara. I don't mind losing all these things, but ndaenda somewhere kuti ndingonorara at peace. Hanzi hapana zvinomboitika kwauri, nganda ndichingogara newe and nothing happened. Nothing will happen. yo ya ndobva aenda ya pandasara upedzese dzinobva dzatongoenda. I prepared, ndagara unotanga uchaverenga lesson ugoripedza ugoverenga chino, but I couldn't bring myself to sleep. Saka ndakuita sekunge ndakubatwa nehope. I heard window richikreka. Get that one, window remutoilet iri. Window rikuramba richizunguswa. That no, uyu munhu hazvisi mhepo kana chii, uyu munhu. Okay, what do I do? Ndakutotya. So I prayed. Ati Mwari, for this time I'm not sure kana ndikapindirwa kuti ndichaita zvandakaita last time, because now I am very scared. Just let me know kuti ndoita sei ndobva ndaita izvozvo. Then I set up, pandatora phone yangu pandatarisa, ndakuona time it was almost 1ish. Then ndakatarisa, okay, this is one. Who knows my place and who can come to me in record time? I was going through my phone, you know, ndichinyatsoshaye kuti ndotanga ani. Then I just remembered a sister of mine anoziva like mapurisa, kungoti anogona kundifonera with the nearest what police station, because inini number yemapurisa yandakanga ndawana from those guys was ringing but not picked. Saka ndandatori in a state of panic. So I rang her over apika. Akati, chi, you're calling it one. Akati, window rangu rikuita unge rikuvhurwa. Zvanzi munhu. She didn't doubt me first. She didn't doubt. Munhu zvawatonzwa ndizvo uripi. Kumba send me again your address. I'm calling the police. Did you call your police? I did not. Send me the number. Ndivafonere yo. Iwewe try screaming as much as you can. That's all right. I tried calling my sister and got, look, inini kunoko ndinenge ndakupindirwa. How far away are you? Can you try to come back? I will try. But iwewe, try screaming as much as you can. That's what they kept telling me. Okay, fine. Ndobva ndanyatsonzwa kuti window ravhurwa futi. Kati Mwari, uyu munhu. Ndikanyatsonzwa achitsika patank repatoilet. Kati Mwari, uyu munhu zvishua. Ndipe imwe plan. Vanhu ava vachiona zvavangaite. I need a plan. Ndobva ndangofunga kuti okay, there is a sofa in here and a bed. I need to push everything to the door. And delay as much as possible. Kuti adi avhure door. That door ranga rakakanganisika when he tried to break in. But the break-in ipekutanga. So it was never fixed. So it remained like that, but I had a trick of closing it and opening it. So it wasn't easy to open and lock. So ndobva ndakusunda bed riya ndakusunda nemasofa, you know, trying. But I was shaking the whole time. Then iye wabva apinda zvishua abva try kudi kuvhura door. So I'm in there, I'm praying. I'm in there.
Screaming
I screamed. Nothing was happening. Then that's when I could try kuzunza door pipe. But no, this is getting bad. Let me try to open the window and face the other direction. Kune the other neighbors. So that maybe evil or maybe they can hear me. So pandazovhura that window now. Ndobva ndaona chi body yemunhu. Ndikati oh no, asi one. Saka munhu uya akaita sei akandinzwa. Ndobva ati aiwa andisi mbavha. Ndobva adai. Ndobva ndaona beji remupurisa. Ndikati mapurisa. Zvikanzi ari kupi? Ndikati ari kutry kuvhura chi door bedroom, and he was making so much noise he couldn't hear this conversation. Saka paakatraya kuvhura door pepe yaingoramba ichicheka uyu muprista mbangoti apinda nekupi chaiko because your doors are locked. Ndikati window rekutoilet endai ikoko. Saka ndobva amhanya muprista uya uya. Saka ndakazongonza kuti pari kumhanya pane mafootsteps akaita sei akawanda. Iyewo uyuyu akanzwa uchi mafootsteps ayaya akumhanya ari pai ari panze. Ndobva azomira zvekusheka dori zvaanga akuita zvizvi. Mupurisa uya akanotraya nekupinda nekumasure, and then this guy amva amhanya kufront door kuriri kubuda naro riri. Saka paakanoti kufront door uku my sister anga aarrival vanga vasati vabuda vakanonoka kubuda somehow. Saka vakabva vadzokanzwi around not getting to Norton somewhere there, so they quickly drove back. Saka paakatraya kunonzi kudi kuti anovhura door, uya anga atobata masimbi ekuti adi arove vanhu padoo and then otiza. Saka umwe mupurisa aive panze akazviona. Saka angoti uyo achivhura door, uyo achimhanya kunobata munhu uyawe, then uya aipinda nekumasure achizonomubata havakarovana zvekuti mapurisa akakuvara vaikachekwa, but vakamubata vakamusunga. Ndobva vamuisa panze. Then ndobva kuti iwewe ichiita sei chibuda. Handichagoni. Katriki kangu kaya kavhiringidzwa. Handichagoni kuvhura door. Chindivhurirai. All this time my landlord nevana vavo vakazvivharira. Noise yese iri kuitika panze, they are not responding. Vakangozvivharirawo varimo. Saka vandobva mapurisa azobreaka door ere. Ndabuda. Ndichingobuda panze kudai. Akati handisini. Vandati ndiye uyu.
Last time.
Answer, how do you know? Ndikati a voice ere ndoriziva. Ndobva vamutocha kudai ndikati nehembe idzi ndodziziva. But the shoes are different. But this is the guy. Akati handikuzivi ngati aiwa ndimi.
Iye akangoti handizini.
Ndakangobuda panze achiti handizirini because vaive panze achiti ndiye akambouya. Ndobva handizini. Saka tabuda panze paipai andobva taenda kumapurisa. Taenda kumapurisa kuyavo ndobva vangotorawo statement rezvanga zvaitika. I went home. By then panga pafonerawo macousins edu, so they came to pick us up now, me and my sister. But I know you can't stay here. Nezvatanzwa kuti your landlords do not respond to anything. At least for tonight, pack your little things and we go. Packed my little things and my Bible. Vataenda vatarara makuseni vatanzurikuita sengati I'm going to church. That's all I can think of doing. Of course, I'm not okay, but if I stay here, I'll be worse. I need to go to church. So I went to church. You know what? That guy who came last time, what? He couldn't believe it as well. How? I don't know. How? Okay. Fine. Ndapinda muchechuo pandaisawo tithe yangu as usual. Ndokubva ndadi. Saka pakati papapa they called me. Vakati uripi ndikati kuchechi. Vanzi we need you kumapurisa kunoko for your statement. Ndikati okay fine. Vandaenda vandatorwa statement yam. Vandapinda mumwe vandatorwa futi statement. I think it was 2-3 times. Different people. Ndichidzokorodza statement ye ndazobvunza yekupedzisira ngati why are you repeating kuti ndirambe ndichidzokorodza? It's not like anything is going to change. Ndizvo zvimwe chete izvozvo. zvanzi it's like tanga tine mamwe macases atanga tichilinka to this person. And we feel kuti this is the right person that we were looking for. Because this person are wanted. Because anga achiita sei achirepa vanhu. But your story is different because you were not raped. And these other people were raped. Saka isu taiza kuti method yake ndiye kurepa vanhu. So when you came, you were saying you were not raped. So we couldn't link you to the other stories. But now that we see kuti this is the guy, it seems we have the right person. So we want to link with the other stories. I'm like, okay, it's fine. Saka ndobva ndangopawo statement and then I went back. Ndobva ndangogarawo, and yeah, I could feel now that no one is watching me.
Okay.
Yeah, I could feel it because now as I'm working, no one is watching me. Yeah. It was different from what I could feel kumasure keke. So now ndadaro of course takazochinja pekugara, and that is just another story. But we changed pekugara, and the court cases went on because now they would call in my victims one by one for identification yemunhu, and then yozoenda kupi kucourt. So vanhu vachitaura kuti macourts chinyi pamwe anobhadhara obuda chini, kati akabuda, hey, my life will be hard. Yeah, my life will be hard. But anyway, let God do it his way. I have no other thing to say. Saka tazoenda kucourt, I went, I testified. Yes, the guy was there. Of course, anenge wazoone matrix ekukukwesena chichi, but his story was imwecheteyo. Saka ndakazonge ndakubvunzawo like vanonzi machiya ekukotaya vanenge vachikuinterviewawo vachitora mastatements avo, ndikati but this guy, I don't know why he refuses, but he is the one. Zvikanzi aiwa ndiye akatobvuma, of course apa kana maamukoti anenge achidini, but we have it on record, he agreed he is the one. Kata okay, so makabvunza here kuti why akaramba achidzoka kwandiri. Zvikanzi yeye akatotaura kuti munozwa kuti chi, pandakapinda mumba memusikana pekutanga, she prayed. I knew what I wanted to do because my strategy was I target vanhu vari single vanogara vega, vanoshanda. So ndinotoona pattern yake kuenda kubasa nekudzoka, which explains why I felt kuti ndiri kuonekwa. Ndinotoona pattern yake yekuenda nekudzoka, ndotozwa kuti munhu yanechi ane mari anoenda kubasa, ende tu anogara ega. Then ndobva ndapinda. Pandinopinda yanzi ndinotora mari, and then kuti ndisabatwe ndinorepa, something like that. Saka with this one ndakatora mari, but pakunomurepa I couldn't because she prayed. Ndobva watovhunza kuti saka akanamata sei, zvikanzi akanamata, apedza kuzvinamatira akandinamatira. I don't remember that part very well, but I remember I said something. But kuti ndichiziva kuti ndakanyatsoti chii. Yes, but I prayed for him in that prayer. So he said it, kuti she prayed for me. And then after apedza kunamata, mumba imomo makatanga kupisa. And I felt kuti ndakutoita kunge munhu anopenga. So I couldn't stay in that room. Ndaenda kutongozvudza kuti I have to get out. But iye aiti handisi kupenga, but inini ndanda kutonzwa kuti handisisiri right, ndifana kutongobuda munomu, maitondipisa mumba imomo. Saka ndakabva ndaita sei, ndabuda ndokusiya malaptop nechi zvandange ndazoona pandaitsvaga mari, ndakabva ndazvisiya, ndikatora mari ndikaenda, ndokubuda kwandakaita. But after ndabuda, ameno ndofunga kuti pane kwavanobasirwa here, I don't know how they do their thing kuti vasabatwe. Pavaiti aiziva kuti yanzi ndikasamurepa iyeyu ndiachaita kuti ndibatwe. So I knew I had to go back.
Yes.
Kuitira kuti ndisaite sei ndisabatwe. So for him to come back, he worked out a strategy. Kuti, okay, I know kuti around this time, anenge aine mari. So I'll just go, ndotora mari, ndoreba, ndobva ndabuda. Right. That was the strategy. So he comes back the second time, like I explained. But hanzi ndichipinda now, I could feel confusion iyai. Ndichangopinda. But I just said to myself, I don't have to be caught. Saka ndofana kuti rape at least I have to rape her. Chero ndikasawana mari, I have to rape her and get out, because now this makutanga kuita sei futi kupisa. Saka hanzi ndakatrya kuti break a door. I normally don't take that long, but this time that door rakandinetsa break. Pfungwa dzangu dzakazoita kakudzokedzana, ndazonzwa vanhu vachimhanya panze. Ndovaza ndaifanira kunge ndatobuda muno. Saka pandakazotryawo kubudawo, that's when those guys caught him. So that was what they told me.
Saka mushonga wake kurepa.
It seems so, yeah.
And pamakaenda kuti anga arepa vanhu vakawanda sei?
My first time, I think, within the first 10. And then the second time, we were close to 29, 30.
You were?
Yeah. So from there...
single ladies akarepa?
Well, some of them were not single. I wona kuti baba apa vabuda opinda. Like that. Aitongoona kuti baba apa vanobuda. Time is pattern. Ovadin atopinda. So yeah, I really
29.
Yeah.
And ndo vakaita come to light. Kuvasina kureport.
I'm not so sure of the final figure, but I think they captured it more my newspapers.
My newspaper?
Yes, because that time Angaripa wanted, and I think he got the longest sentence that time. Yes, because the judge was not happy with all those stories. They were very traumatic. Gruesome. Yeah, because vamwe vairepwa vakasungwa cheni, vamwe vairepwa like maybe vana vakatarisa. It was pekutanga umwe akarepwa vamwe nevakatarisa. And yeah, it was just bad. And because part of the things that I know I got from the article, because I couldn't keep going. Kunonzwa ma stories ayaya.
It was also
because zvanga zvichindi affecta ndanga ndakutove yes, saka ndakaona kuti I can't keep getting exposed to these stories without getting enough healing myself. So ndakangozoona, but from what they say palist rake iroro inini ne ivavo vamweni avo, I think tistaka escape raping, because vamweni avo vanonzi vakati nini positive, so unorwara and
vamweni vareperwa muroora
aida kuvabatawo, so vakasara, inini ndikasarawo. Yeah, and they captured it. They just wrote.
So it's there in the papers?
Yeah, they just wrote, and one survived by praying, and they passed it like that.
One survived by praying.
And that's the part I came to tell you about.
Thank you.
How one survived by praying. Yes.
Changed the course and put a stop to this.
Yes.
Hey, these atrocious crimes.
What they told him was true. Kuti iye yushu. Awawasiya ushu. Achakubatisa. Yeah. But if only he had known after that prayer, because that's what the police were saying. We asked him, why would you go back?
The type of person or and you told him, you only rape me after you kill me.
Yes, that part, I must say something. Back then, tichienda kuchurch, taiitirwa mastori kuclass. And I remember there was this lady aitidzidzisa kuchildren's class. Achitidzidzisa, so she would talk about this girl akave abandoned and akasiwa, and there was no one to help her, and she started singing and praying achingoimba kuti handinyari najesu until God sent help for her and she was helped. Somehow that story stuck to my mind. And in that time when I saw him lift my Bible and put it on the side without flipping through it, I just remembered I have to pray. God will send help somehow. So that story, yes, I remembered
So,
it from my childhood. Yes, I did.
Hey. And you know, it's your story is, you know, it's more goosebumps.
Okay.
You know, because many people, we take a lot for granted, and yet we're exposed to an evil world with people who are watching us without our knowledge, who even plan to pakamira so review. And how many single people?
A lot.
A lot. But God used your story to change the trajectory of the whole narrative yemaitiro emurume uyu, and he's behind bars as we speak.
Yes, because those years were many. I know it was above 150 years, so yeah, it's still there. Yeah.
But you are still scared because today you veiled your face. What are you scared of?
Well, from the way they were talking, like they were like the relatives want to know who did this, like akabatisa hamayao, because this guy was a breadwinner.
Made that method.
But they didn't know it was the method, but or maybe they knew, I don't know. But yeah, he was the breadwinner, so they were really, yeah.
So you need to stay there.
Yeah, they tried to...
You need to be protected.
Yeah, they tried to protect me even when they were gathering the stories for the papers, yes. Yes, because they said, you are never sure what people can do. Yes.
What people can do.
Yes.
He
had 2 wives.
2 wives? Saka izva zvitori zvemushonga kaizvi.
I don't
Shavi nemushonga. That's not our story. That's not our story. I wanted to find out your journey, your healing process.
Okay.
Your healing process. Where are you now?
Okay, with my healing process, I must say...
have you healed, if I may ask?
Yeah.
Or you're still dealing with it? You're still scared? Are there times when you cannot sleep?
Yeah.
You've gone for counseling?
Yes.
Okay, tell us.
This is what happened. With time, you know, at first, yes, I couldn't stay by myself. That was one obvious thing. I couldn't do it. So I had to stay with people around me. So whenever I'm especially at night. During the day, I'm okay. But when it comes to night time, I was just a nervous wreck, like you say. It was bad. But not that I lost my faith. No, I didn't. Because even there were times when I knew, okay, there's nothing I can do about this. I have to be by myself. I would remain. Yes, and I would still pray. But I want to say it helped me even with those night seasons, as much as I was scared. But I learned to pray. I learned to do my very own all nights. I don't feel pressured to be around people to do an all night. I can spend the whole night praying and singing and reading my Bible. I don't mind. I can do that the whole night and sleep in the morning. I don't mind doing that. But then there were times when, yes, it was just bad. When you just feel, even when you are very low, I'm sure we can all relate to that in our Christian life. There are times that you are very, very low. And that time fear overcomes. And when fear overcomes you...
It sends you all over the place.
Yes, you are sweaty, you are not thinking straight. And with this kind of trauma, you can't cry. Because there's nothing to cry about. But then you are... I don't know how to explain it.
Tell me something. People say, but thank God you were not raped.
Exactly.
Do people not minimize the zvakaitika zvacho. People minimize and think kuti the rape was at least you were
not raped. Yeah.
But kupindirwa ikoko
Yeah.
uchinzwa munhu achicheka, knowing what's behind and what could
what's
be.
waiting for me. Yes, it was very traumatic.
And usina sure kutoti vanhu vachasvika here on time.
Yeah, dealing with people is actually very hard, because even when I tried to share my story, they wouldn't believe me.
Hey.
Yeah, that's the first
Which part
part.
wouldn't they believe?
The part that I was not raped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, saka people
You
then,
can't tell me kuti iwewe you pray zvokutoti unotosiwa
Unotadzisa
vamwe
rapist.
vachi. I'm like, but that's what happened. But they wouldn't believe me.
and plus vanenge kujaja andika kuti no, you are such a prayer warrior zvoti unodzivisa.
And I'm not a prayer warrior. I simply pray
Prayed.
the way I know.
Yes.
Yes, that's me. I only pray the way I know. I don't know how to do all those other
Are
things.
there significant people who helped you in your
Yes.
journey to heal that you might want to mention?
Yes, as I was going through my times of getting nervous, I came across someone who
Were they
advised
nervous
me.
breakdowns or just you?
It will be sort of a breakdown.
Okay.
Yeah. Then a friend of mine advised me to see Dr. Mwaja, and I went there for counseling, and he helped me. And I would like to especially note the part where he said, so you actually believe in the Bible? And I said, yes. And he said, can I give you verses to read and meditate when you start feeling the fear overcoming? So
you,
he
Dr.
gave
Maja.
me a list of verses to go through and to write what they mean and, to meditate on. I didn't know how to really meditate and, just go through the Bible, read, pray, and try to understand and apply it to my life. So as I went through those verses, they really helped me, I must say. They really helped me. And he urged me to keep going and to not be afraid, because I'm one person who really loved to be active in the church, but then that time I was getting a drawback. Saka, what I did, I joined up with my friends, and we were helping out at the prisons. But at first, it was hard.
Male prisons or female prisons?
I specifically went to the male prison. Yes, let me tell you about it.
Was it in hope of facing this guy?
No.
Okay, it was a different prison.
It was different because what I was trying to get over was the anger of why would he do this to others? Why would he traumatize people
Okay,
like
your
this?
anger was not just for you, but for all the women that
suffered. Yeah, because like I was telling you, I couldn't keep going because it's more like I was, kuhakira ma story evamwe and over apedzisira ave ako.
Tell me about it.
Saka, but then as I went for counseling, he was like, you were right to pray for him. And you should have continued to pray for him. And he told me of this story, yakamboshewa na Pastor Finley, Rwanda. Yes, I actually watched it as part of my therapy. Kuti that woman ended up facing that guy. Adopting. Well, I'm not at that stage. No. But I started to get myself to get back to myself, to know I have to pray, I have to forgive and hope for the best.
Have you forgiven him?
Yes, I have. And I don't know about the other ladies, but yes, I have. And I said, okay, fine, let me join this ministry for prison. And we were working with Pastor Moyo, with the prison's chaplain, yes. And we went there, and I did what I could, but it was not I'm not sure which prison he went to. I didn't want to find out. I just went and did what we were doing, and I just asked, okay, if I can help, I'll just help whenever I can. Now I'm open to helping in the prison ministries when I can. But for me, it helped me a lot because it was part of my healing process.
Okay.
Yes.
2 questions before we leave, because thank you for your story, Mampo. Thank you for that. Yes. Ndakapindirwa nembavha twice, and unongomuka zvinhu zvakaenda, and I'm actually thanking God that I didn't wake up. But when I realized kuti ndapindirwa nembavha dzikatora magenerator machichi, ndine unotanga kuita imwe ndinorara ndakatoloka door remubedroom mangu. We've locked every other door and ndoloka remubedroom. And unoziva kuti unototya kana even kasound. For a long time I was so scared to even sleep. But unotenda Mwari kuti vakatora zvinhu vakasiya vanhu. And I just wanted to find out these other women who also suffered at the hands of this man. Have you tried to connect? Do you have any connection with any of them?
No, apparently I think the police try to keep confidentiality somehow
to protect
protect, because some of them could not even make it to court because they could not face him. That's how badly hurt they were.
Marriages are not opera
exactly, and they did.
And they did.
Yes, they did. By the time we went to court, that's how bad it was.
It was so bad, painful. Yes. And then maybe finally, have you tried to reach out? If say you hear a story of someone who has gone through that traumatic event, because you are healing. I will not say you are there yet, because we struggled to come here. We struggled to have you here. And finally you made it. And even when you were telling your story, your voice was low. But I think this will do you a lot of good. Just getting your version of the story out there. It might not have a name on the face, but the story is out there. It makes it lighter when we share our stories. But I just wanted to find out, don't you think that you can help someone who's going through? Because earlier on, before we came here, I spoke to your friend, and she's gone through a very traumatic situation herself, very traumatic. But she says it is you who helped her through her own situation. And don't you think God wants to use you maybe to reach out to people of like many people who are dealing with issues that have something to do with this kind of thing, this kind of trauma? Because people who have not gone through something like this tend to minimize or tend to judge or to think it's not that until you get into the experience of feeling violated, feeling exposed, feeling it doesn't make sense for someone to just walk into a space where you are vulnerable in pakati peusiku. You wake up and if people wanted to reach out to you, are you willing to talk to them, or you are scared that it might be
the fear is still there. The fear is still there. But I would also want to encourage for them to seek counseling. In our culture, it's not a common thing. Do you know, like when I'm speaking of counseling, I think I went for counseling. By that time, the doctor was telling me it was post-traumatic. It was after some years, because I didn't know I needed it. Okay, but then I was living with it, and the signs were showing. That
when did you discover the signs? You are now married, right?
Yes.
How many kids do you have?
2.
Were you affected into the marriage or before the marriage?
Well, I think right into the marriage. I just went in with my signs.
And you were bleeding on the wrong person.
Well, the wrong person, but the wrong person knew. I told him the story, so he could contain it. Yeah, but then for me to proceed, my friend really said, no, you need to get over this at some point.
At some point.
So you need to go for counseling, and it will help you. And I've seen that it does help. So I would urge them to really go for counseling. It helps to cry if you need to say what you feel, even the anger that you feel, everything.
And the gratitude to the one who protected you.
Exactly.
We want to thank God for protecting you.
I remember during the time that the story came out in the papers, of course it was the following year.
You know, in the interest of time, unfortunately we cannot continue, but I just want to thank you. I want to thank God for the way that prayer, how much prayer can do for us in our times of crisis. Kuti Mwari protected you, and here you are telling your story very different from the others. I'm really sorry to all the ladies. I'm sure someone who might have suffered at the hands of this man could be watching this story. There is a chance in a million that you could be one of them. I'm really, really sorry, but we have a God in heaven who restores us in our brokenness. And I just want to encourage you to go for counseling. Seek counseling, professional counseling, for your own mental healing, mental health, for you to go on with life, because he's already behind bars, but the scars remain with you. And for you to be able to function normally, to just go back to life, to believe that there are good humans out there, you need to find yourself so that you can also help those around you. I don't know if you are one of the women and you want to reach out to me, not to Mampo. Mampo, we are keeping her in the background. But if you think you want to come and tell your story of a similar nature or the same, you are welcome. Thank you so much. Ndangotaura ndakanganwa kuti vateereri vedu vanotaura nendimi zonke. Inkosi ikubusise. May God bless you abundantly and continue to heal you to a place where you can write your story. Please write it in a book and put it out there. Put it out there so that it's not in you, it's ministering. Because people in our culture, allow me to pray. I will not ask for your number because we don't want to share that number. We don't know what it may attract. But thank you for the story. It's a unique story. We've not heard such a story. And we thank God that you have brought it to woman to woman. Mampo baboida ari kumusoro kudenga muponesi wedu namambo Jesu muri Mwari isiri basa remaoko enyu. Tinokutendai nenyasha dzenyu dzinogara nekusingaperi. Tinokutendai nestori yanhasi izere marwadzo nekutyisa isina kuendana naMampo ega, but a lot of people who do not know kuti vakaitaura will anyone believe kuti ndo zvavakaendana nazvo, and they are suffering, they cannot function in life, they are angry, they are bitter with that violation. Varipo vamwe vakabirwa, and when we tell our stories vanhu vanominimize out at least kana makabirwa, but trauma yachona Mwari, for the longest time people cannot function after that invasion. Toda kukumbirai Mwari kuti rapai maronda ekukuvadzwa nenzira idzodzo, rapai muchengetedze, mudzoreredze pfungwa dzevana venyu. Tinokukumbirai. We are praying for someone who is watching this program, maybe akareperwa mwana, maybe akarepwa iye, maybe akasiya akuvadzwa akaurayirwa, kana mwana akaitirwa, zvese zvinongorwadza zvatinogona kufunga kuti maybe munhu iye aila. Tinonamatira ruoko rwenyu rwenyasha pamusoro pevana venyu vese. Shoko renyu rotiudza kuna mapisarema kuti you are near to the broken hearted, and imi mamutumingirozi panyaya dzekurapa mwoyo, munouya mega. Saka swederaiwo pedyo nemwana wenyu umwe neumwe who is healing, who is not yet healed, ane kuchema mukati make. Rapaiwo mwoyo, muvabatanidze vagone kufunctiona. Tokutendai nezvamatibvumira tive nazvo. Ndiko kukumbira kwedu nokuda kwezita raMambo Jesu namata. Amen. My number once again 078-9922-179. Ndini maingwenya itirwe zvakanaka.
Nina muponesi anoshamisa anondishamisaini, anondiwika mubakore nombo, kunenzizi dzerufaro. Anondiwika mubakore nombo, rinovisa nyota yese. Awika upenyu muruna rwake, ofukidza neruoko. Anondifukidza ini, ndina muponesi anoshamisa, anorerutsa mitoro. Anondimisa ndizoteneki, ndiye anondipa simba. Anondiwika mubakore nombo, rinovisa nyota yese. Awika upenyu muruna rwake, ofukidza neruoko. Anondifukidza ini, nguva dzese anondikomborera, ndozadzwa nembiri yake. Mbiri kuna Mwari ndomuimbira, ndiye mununuri wangu. Anondiwika mubakore nombo, rinovisa nyota yese. Awika upenyu muruna rwake, ofukidza neruoko. Anondifukidza ini, kuti ndapfeka mbiri ndozokwira, tokumba naye makore. Ruponeso rudo runoshamisa, toimba tese kudenga. Kuti ndapfeka mbiri ndozokwira, tokumba naye makore. Ruponeso rudo runoshamisa, toimba tese kudenga. Anondiwika mubakore nombo, rinovisa nyota yese. Awika upenyu muruna rwake, ofukidza neruoko. Anondifukidza ini, anondiwika mubakore nombo, rinovisa nyota yese. Awika upenyu muruna rwake, ofukidza neruoko. Anondifukidza ini, anondifukidza ini, anondifukidza ini.